guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for May 16th, 2021, my birthday! Yay! Anyway, I'm definitely not one of those people who hides my birthday nor cares to say how old I am. Yes, I'm 47. Anyway, so I don't have any problems with that. Just the way it is. Anyway, so I've been vlogging for my birthday weekend. I know people get confused of what day my birthday is, but I took Friday and Monday off so that I could have a long weekend, and it's been great. I enjoy having just days where I can sit and just read and watch BookTube or watch videos or whatever, you know, or watch cable. Anyway, so the point is that I'm really enjoying it, and of course I'm not cooking very much. I have to admit I'm eating horrifically, and yet it is my birthday weekend, so I do what I want. Anyway, so that's kind of update. The week was hard right before that. Getting ready for being off is always a struggle for me because I am the scheduler, so I tried to plan everything out as far almost to Tuesday, which is when I'll be back. I didn't quite make it. I can only go like through Wednesday for you know, big things I got all scheduled, but the little things, yeah, there might be some gaps. So the manager will have to do a little work. But I did as much as I could, and you know, so it was a lot. I did a lot of hours on Thursday, and I was just glad to be done and out of there. So good. And Friday I didn't get any phone calls, so that's good. So hopefully Monday will be the same. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about oh, and then I did a lot of book shopping on Friday for just because I could, and for my birthday, so I have that on my vlog. And then tomorrow I'm going to Pals with my dad, so I should have more on that vlog. But I also will do a book haul with all those books, all the ones I got for the weekend, next week. So anyway, just so you know, so I'll go through them. I won't just flash them like I have been. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I read, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week, which is always a big question mark. So this one, I have a lot of options, so we'll see what happens. So earlier in the week, I did finish my reread of Silver Silence by Nalini Singh. This is book 16 in the Side Changeling series, or the first one in the second season of Side Changeling Trinity. So again, as much as they say, yeah, you could start at this book, don't. The journey is so worth it. And then again, this is my favorite of the series. I don't know why. I think it's the bears, because this deals with people with psychic abilities, shifters, and normal humans vying for power. And again, for paranormal romance series, there's such good world building in this. There's such great urban fantasy feels to it, but then it has our romance in it and our main couple in each of the books. I love this one. This is my favorite. Again, maybe it's the bears, I don't know, but it just makes me happy when I read this book. So I read it when I was in a slump, and it kind of helped me get out of it. And then it took me 2 weeks to actually finish the book, because I was only reading it really when I was tired at night, when I didn't want to read anything else. So, but I finally finished it early last week, or this last week. So that reread is done. So I'm just happy. I always like that. And again, the new book is not coming out till July. So probably in June, you'll see me read the book 19, which comes, is that right? Yeah, book 19, which is coming out, or which came out last year, which I've already read 3 times since it came out last June. I'll read it again, probably right before July, so that'll be coming. Alpha Night is another one of my favorites, so I will probably read that pretty soon, but I'm going to give myself a little time before that, because again, the new book doesn't come out till July. And then the only other book that I finished was Love Letters, Virginia Woolf and Vita Sackville West. This is a collection of their letters back and forth from when they met in I can't remember what year, 1922 to Virginia's death in 1941. And it's really interesting because there's some years where we have a lot of their letters, and then there's some years where things got lost and we just don't have as much. And you see the way that their relationship rises and falls and things that happen within those years. I think it really was just fascinating. I really love this just because it was, I don't know a whole lot about Virginia Woolf or Vita Sackville West. To me, that was all new stuff. Virginia Woolf I'd read again in college. I read, you know, some books that are on her, like The Hours by Michael Cunningham when that came out, and saw the movie and stuff. But she's never been a fascination for me. Except that I really liked Miss Dalloway and To the Lighthouse when I read them in college, and A Room of One's Own, which I don't really remember, but I know I liked it at the time, which I need to revisit. But so I have not read her in decades, and I saw this on somebody's channel, and I wish I could remember whose. And I just thought that was just fascinating to see the letters, and I've been reading more letter collections lately. I read a lot of Jane Austen's letters last July for Jane Austen July, and then I read Queen Victoria's letters in Victober, and I think I'm just a little fascinated with letters right now. So if you guys know of any really good letters, like either like this where it's two people back and forth, or a collection of letters you think that are really good, let me know. I'm really kind of interested in that right now. I don't know why. I'm not a letter writer. I never was. I was never very good at it. I think it's fascinating how much you get of their lives by reading their letters. And again, I'm looking for people who are historically very, or that we know about, or even other authors. I just think this is just a fascinating collection. I'm really glad I read this. It was so interesting to see them talk about their books that were coming out. Again, about halfway through this show talks about how Orlando is Virginia Woolf's kind of reimagining of this history of a person that is Vita, pretty much. And it's interesting how their interactions, how they talk about it and how they don't talk about things. And I just found this really, really good. Again, it was sad in the end because we all know what happens to Virginia Woolf, but it was interesting to see that a lot of there's certain things you don't see. So I really like a biography also on Virginia Woolf. I already, I'm going to get one on Vita that her son wrote. I'm really fascinated. She is, wow. This woman, wow, she did things, and she had love affairs all over the place. And it was just like, it was so interesting. I don't know. I just want to know more about her. And again, I loved All Passion Spent that I read last week. Just love that book. And I can't wait to read more of her books. I need to pick up a few others. I have some of them, but I want to pick up the Edwardians, which is supposed to be her other most famous book. So I need to get that one. But this was just a great collection, and I really enjoyed it for what it was. You know, and again, so it wasn't perfect, and it wasn't everything. There's, you know, it doesn't show the whole letters on some of them. Some of them they've redacted, you know, parts out just because it wasn't relevant. But I thought that was really interesting. And I really enjoyed that. And again, it makes me want to read more about both of them. And I think that kind of took me down a rabbit hole of certain things. Yeah. So anyway, but I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm glad I took a chance on that. And I just bought that on a whim, which is what I do a lot of. So it's always nice when that kind of comes back and kind of works for you. So now let's talk about the books I'm in the middle of. Sea Room by Adam Nicholson. The story of one man, 3 islands, and 500,000 puffins. So I've been working on this since the start of May because I started this for Springathon. So I didn't mention that. Sorry. I did this for 1900 to 1950 read-along, the readathon for all of May that Katie at Books and Things is putting on. So just so you know. This one, Springathon, was put on by Emma at A Cup of Books, Natalie the Curious Reader, Heidi at My Reading Life, and Doris at All D Books. It was first 2 weeks of May, so the 1st to the 14th. So I'm not done with my book. So I'm closing in. I got 4 chapters left. So I've read 12 of the 16 chapters. So I'm getting there. This book is a harder one for me to read for long periods of time. So I found that I could read a chapter a day, or on my vacation I've been able to do 2 chapters a day. The chapters are like 25 to 30 pages, and they're interesting. Don't get me wrong. It's talking about the history of the islands. The Shetland Islands are 3 small islands off of the coast of Lewis, or in Scotland, and they're out in the middle of the mints. So they're like in this kind of secluded area, kind of you have to get there by boat and stuff. So and his father had purchased them in I think the 1930s. with an inheritance that he got, and then he passed it to his son Adam on Adam's 21st birthday, and then Adam wrote this book the couple years right before he was going to pass it to his son when he turned 21. So it's it's talking about his family on here, but mostly it's talking about the history of the islands and what we do know and what we don't know. And it is fascinating because there's a lot of archaeology. There's a lot of stuff about weathering of islands and of changes over millions of years. Then we talk about the stuff that lives there and how people did survive on there and when they didn't. And it is all really interesting. It actually is a very fascinating look at settlements there and what they did, hundreds of years ago, and when was the breaking point of when there was too many people on the island. There's so much to this. I just can't read it more than a chapter or two at a time. It puts me to sleep, and it's not his writing. I promise it's not. It really just is I just get, I don't know. It's just, I think it's because most of my nonfiction I do by audio. Cats are crying in the other room, sorry. But I don't know. I would love to have gotten this on audio, I think. I think it would have gone much better for me. But I'm still enjoying, oh my God, what are they doing out there? Sorry. But I do want to finish this. I'm hoping to finish tomorrow on Monday because I'll just end my vacation. So I'm again 2 chapters today, 2 chapters on Monday, and then this will be done. But this is a book I sought out. I had to go find it on eBay or something to get it. And I am enjoying it. I just, I said I can't read it more than a couple chapters. I can read a chapter and then I have to take a break or I take a nap. One of the two. So I don't know. I mean, don't go. But it's a lot of fascinating, interesting ideas. I don't think it's the book's fault. I really think it's just me. A book that I started, but I put down, because I was so ambitious on last Sunday that I was going to start the last of these, Springathon books, and I was going to read them and a couple chapters every day, and then Monday hit, and Monday was horrible at work, and it just didn't happen. So Crow Country by Mark Crocker is when I started. I read the first 2 chapters on Sunday, and I did enjoy it so far. So this is talking about a naturalist who lives in the, Norwich area? And he, again, he does a lot of things with nature, but this book is showing his fascination on crows and jackdaws and rooks, and I don't remember what the other ones are. So again, I only read 2 chapters, so really he was still just setting up the scene of the area in, I believe it's Eastern England. I think that's what it looked like on the map. I don't remember. Sorry. So, anyway, I'm hoping to pick this up again after I finish Sea Room and then try to read a chapter a day or something to get it done. So yes, I didn't make it in Springathon. It was on my TBR, but I still want to try to get it done this month. So as I said, I think, I'm like 4 chapters in. I guess I read a little bit more than I thought I did. I think, there's like 18 chapters. So I might read a chapter or 2. Maybe I was going to read 2 chapters a day. I don't know. We'll see. But I said I'm going to wait till after I finish Sea Room, and then I'll come back and finish this one. So hopefully next week I'll make progress on this. I don't know if I'll get done by next week. It matters how my reading goes. But anyway, I still want to read this. And I will. It won't be. Springathon's over. I'm a little behind. I didn't get as much done as I was hoping. And then the only other book that I am reading right now, currently reading, is Orlando by Virginia Woolf. So I picked this up. Oh my God, my cats are playing in the other room. I picked this up on Friday after I got to them talking about it in the love letters. So of course I was fascinated. I had this already pulled to maybe read this. I had this one and 2 other Virginia Woolf books that I owned that I haven't read. So I thought, well, I might read one of hers because I'd read Vita Sackville West the week before last. So I thought I'd pick up one of hers. Well, they were talking about Orlando so much, and the fact that the character is based off of Vita, I was like, I have to read this. So I just read a little bit on Friday. I think I read about 16 pages. So I just started to get into it, and then again, I was getting tired. And then last night I was so tired by all day trying to get done the love letters that I read like 2 pages. So I'm hoping today to make some progress in this. This follows a young man in the late 1500s named Orlando, who is of privilege, and he was even in the court of Queen Elizabeth I. And then we're following him through history, and I think it's like a 300-year journey, and he'll change as we go. I don't know a lot. Again, I said I've never watched the movie. I've never studied. This was not one I got to study in school, which was kind of sad. But I did read the other ones, the other two other novels that I read, which I enjoyed. So I'm hoping to like this one. Again, it's denser than a lot of the stuff I've been reading. It's just I just have to be able to focus. And last night I was too tired by the time I did pick it up, because it took me forever to read the other book because I was distracted with the TV. So anyway, I'm hoping to get, I would love to say I'm going to get half of it done today and maybe finish it tomorrow, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to shoot for at least trying to get 50 pages of this done today, and then maybe that tomorrow, so that, maybe then this week I could try to finish this before the end of the week, but we'll see. I do want to read this. This is the book I want to focus on, so after I read my 2 chapters in Sea Room today, I will pick this up. So anyway, so that's where I'm at on my currently reading, or, like right now, currently reading. I have stuff on my list that it's still technically currently reading, but actively reading. And then I have a whole stack of other books that I want to read. So I don't know what I'm going to pick up. Last night I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to read Orlando for too long, at any point. I might just have to give it a little section at a time and then switch to another book. And again, I don't usually do this whole flipping through books, but right now, if I pick a harder book or a book that's putting me to sleep, I need to have some other books on the go so I can read those that are maybe not quite as engaging my mind the same way. So the obvious choice is to read my Asian Readathon pick, which is the Makioka Sisters by Junichiro I can't say that today. Tanizaki. Translated from the Japanese by Edward G. Sidensticker. So this is the book. It's also on my classics TBR for this year. This also qualifies for the 1900 to 1950 Readathon. So the Asian Readathon is put on by With Cindy, and because I read a lot of Japanese literature throughout the year, so I wasn't quite meaning to pick up just a Japanese book, but I have really fallen down the rabbit hole of the other 2 readathons. So I've decided I just want to at least get one that I was on my list that I wanted to read. And this is the one that was my higher priority. So I'm hoping to pick this one up next. If not, I'm going to pick up one of my other options. But I'm still hoping to get this done by the end of the month. But this follows, I believe, 4 sisters right before World War II and then into those years. And I think they're in Osaka. So again, this is one of those books I've heard a lot about. I've had this now for a year and a half. I believe I won it in a giveaway on Sarah at the Bookish Knitter. She sent this to me. So I do want to read it. It's definitely one of those books that I got from somebody. I do want to get to it. And again, it's a classic that I've been meaning to read for years, and I just not got to it. So this is probably what I'm going to pick up. But because the 1900 to 1950 Readathon, after reading the love letters, my brain was just like, oh, I have all these books, and they mentioned other writers that I'd like to get to, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to read all these books. So I wish I could have done the whole month in these, because I have so much stuff on my shelf, and this is not even all of it. Again, I have a lot of Virginia Woolf also, and then a couple other Vita Sackville West books that I found. But I also have like a whole bunch of other ones that are possibilities. So I have so again, I could pick up any of these this week. We'll see, or next week. So we'll see what happens. I have Return of the Soldier by Rebecca West. Elizabeth Bowden, The Last September. So they talked about Elizabeth Bowden in the letters, so that's why I picked her. I'd forgotten about her. I still need to read that. Angela Thirkle, High Rising. I could read that. I still have this to read. This is just one I was on my my possibilities, because it's French by Colette is Gigi and the Cat, the two novellas. So I could read that. And also I really want to get to Miss Peregrine Lives for a Day by Winifred Watson. So this is also one of the high that I could pick up instead. But I'd also really like to start the Forsyth saga. So by John Galsworthy. So I saw Summer at Cozy Reading with Quaker Cats had just read this, and I'm like, oh, I was going to start that. That was on my list. And then I forgot about it. So anyway, I do have this too, but I mean, I wasn't planning to read the whole thing. I was just going to read the first book, which was Man of Property. But we'll see. I don't know. Again, it's an option. A big option, but we can see. So anyway, I have a lot of options. I don't know what exactly I'm going to pick up. As I said, I think the Makioka sisters are the ones I'm going to pick because that was my solid TBR I'd like to get to. It's also on my classics TBR. It's also the only book I have for Asian Readathon. It's probably going to be the one I pick up, but I have options of other little things to pick up as well. So we will see what happens. So that is it. That's where I'm at. What are you guys reading? Are you participating in any readathons? I'm obviously doing a lot this month. Really quick. Forgot I get to check off a couple things on my board. So I did do, I did a reread by finishing Silver Silence. Yay. And I'm also going to put for nonfiction for the letters because they were nonfiction. It counts. I think that's everything. Yep, that's it. That's all I got to. So, anyway, so I got a couple things done. Maybe not as much as I was hoping, but I could get some stuff done in the next couple days, right? No, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this next week goes. So, Cooper came to stop crying out in the other room and came in here. So, I think that's time for me to go. So anyway, let me know what you guys are reading. Are you participating in these readathons? Are you guys going down rabbit holes of books from after reading other books that mention other authors or other books? I love when that happens, and I don't allow myself the flexibility to deep dive a lot of times. And I'm kind of like right now, I kind of want to shut off everything and just do these books that are now in this 1900 to 1950 range. Mostly the 20s and 30s are kind of where I'm focusing because that's where the authors I've picked her from, but I don't know. I just kind of want to read a lot of these books. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to have a great birthday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.